Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Alhamdulillah, today we've got a fantastic topic for you all, how coaching changed our lives. We're going to be giving you some real good strategies and gems for you to take back from this session. So, joining me today is the one and only Rosaline Batul, who is, mashallah, the transformational business expert. She helps coaches sell their high ticket offers.
And we're joined by the lovely Saika Riyad. She is the marriage mindset coach and she helps married couples transform their marriages so they can have a more passionate life together. Guys, don't forget to share this video so you can find us on YouTube. If you type in Saika Riyad, all the videos from the previous days that we've been doing on Real Talk is on that YouTube channel. So if you resonate with any of the stuff that we talk about in any of those topics, feel free to share it and like it and let people know about us. So, Saika, what we're talking about, coaching changed my life. So you let me know, let the audience know why you hired a coach and how it helped you in your life and your business.
SubhanAllah. So, coaching is not just limited to your business and your career and your health, but also your marriage and every other aspect of your life. Alhamdulillah, the first time I ever got into a coach was actually through my own divorce. When I was a broken little girl and I was in absolute pieces and I couldn't get over what had happened in my life and how I was supposed to move on with my life and get over my ex. I was a mess, a complete and utter mess. So, Alhamdulillah, the first time I was introduced to it, slowly, I started off with personal development. Then I got into NLP. I had NLP done, and then I had my own coach. And wallahi, it was absolutely phenomenal. It was like I was reborn. I came
Mm.
back to life again because of understanding the impact of taking ownership and being responsible and creating the future that I really wanted to live.
That's amazing, mashallah. And I like the fact that it helped you see your blind spots because you know what it is with coaching? Usually, when we're so stuck in a situation, we can't see outside of ourselves, and we need someone to look at us and say, listen, this is the issue. So that's like one powerful thing. And I'm glad you touched upon the whole marriage thing because even though I went to coaching for business, it actually helped me heal from like my divorce, which is so crazy, right? Like we
Yeah,
both had the same experience. Because like I was saying to myself, oh, I was stuck on a certain income level. I was stuck with so many things, and then what the actual issue was that I had so much baggage from like my past, and I was taking that into my business.
yeah, and subhanallah, and this is the benefit you see because when you go to a coach, you're going to get a place of unconditional support. You're going
Mm.
to have the freedom to speak and express. Your words are going to be heard. Your words are going to be digested. You're going to be acknowledged, appreciated, valued, and that in itself, that's just one of the things, the starting points. It's not everything about coaching, right? Because it's not counseling, it's coaching, but that space is provided for you to get that experience and that acceptance, and it's that in itself is so powerful, subhanallah. I remember my first ever coach, right? She was a lady and I love this lady to bits, right? Her name was Natalie Reed,
Mm.
right? And I'm going to tag her in this post because she's a phenomenal, remarkable practitioner,
Mashallah,
right? Mashallah, she
mashallah.
is one hell of a great woman. And and I was going through my stuff and literally I was in a mess. And the first thing she did before the coaching even began, she provided that place of unconditional support that, you know what, I
Mm.
acknowledge you. I understand you're appreciated. You know, I know what you're saying. And she gave, and just that in itself was so impactful that I thought, wow, I want to work with this woman. I want to work with her on a long term basis because she completely gets me.
I'm so glad you touched upon the counseling and the coaching bit because guys, you have to remember counseling is more like talking about your feelings, but coaching is about helping you get to the next level in your life. So it's about future-based perspective, not looking at the past. So the thing is that coaching combines counseling and it combines that as well together. Especially if you've studied neuro-linguistic programming, which me and Psycho both have, we understand language patterns, we understand how beliefs create a certain behavior, right? But coaching is future based. The perspective is okay, you've been through this now. So where do you want to go now? Because with counseling, it's just like you're stuck in a cycle of, I feel this way, I feel that way, it
And
hurt
I can't
me,
get out of it. Yes, and then
can't
you
get
just
out. Yeah,
can't get out. Yeah,
you're in a rut. But like coaching, like personally for myself, like I've accelerated so much because, and one thing I love about coaches that they call you up on your stories, and they
yeah,
don't buy your stories, okay? Because I know so many people when they go to counseling, they want the person to sympathize with them, and I know this myself because I've been to counseling. You want someone to sympathize with you, which is fine, but the problem is this: you become a victim, when someone
yeah,
sympathizes with you too much and they don't
yeah.
call you up on what
You
you're
can't
doing.
get to the future you want to. You can't create
Yeah.
and grow or progress if you're constantly. This is not. You're not. It's not like you've got a friend when you've got a coach. It's with me, Subhanallah. Being a professional coach means that you're going to tell that person the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. Right? You're going
Yes.
to tell them what nobody else is going to tell them in order to serve them, even if it takes them outside their comfort zone. And that is what coaching is. It's powerful because you've got blinds. We all have blind spots in all areas of our life, subhanallah. And that is, subhanallah, that is so important.
Mm.
That your coach is not just your friend. I know I said that it's important that you have compassion. That's different. Having compassion, you should have compassion, right, towards
Mm.
people. However, you're serving them, and by serving them, you have to be honest and real and raw and tell them the truth because
Mm.
you're not their friend. You're not there to be their friend. Counseling, like there's a huge distinction between counseling. A lot
Mm.
of people get this mixed up in marriage, subhanallah, that we're going for marriage counseling. Wait a minute, you're just going to vent. You're not going to solve anything. You're not going to fix anything. There's no
Right.
future in place. There's no plan of
Yeah.
action in place. How is that going
Right.
to impact your marriage? You're just venting.
Yeah, you vent, and you know what, guys? This is what you don't. So I know, like when I worked with a coach, I was like, oh my god, I can't do it. You know, the coach looks at your language, and my coach always picked me, goes, I can see by your language, this is where you're
Yes,
going wrong, and you need someone to say that to you, because if someone doesn't say that to you, you will never grow. Like it's the same with children. When you look at children and they make a mistake, you're not going to be like, oh, it's okay, there. You know, you're going to call them up on what they've done. So listen, you got to take responsibility. You did something wrong. This is the reason why you did it wrong. Now you can improve. It's the same with coaching.
and this is
Someone
how you fix
guides
it.
you.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
is how you're going to fix it. You need to do these steps, and that's how you're going to get from A to B, because
Yes.
it's creating that powerful future. And the
Mm.
coach isn't going to listen to your stories. That's why I believe in it so much, because so many times we slack. We think, oh, you know what,
Yes.
I can't be bothered to do this, or I'm not having a good day today, or this is too much, or I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, blah blah blah. But really, believing in coaching, I love it because it's somebody who believes in me. They're
Yes.
gonna hold me accountable. So if I start making excuses and saying can't do it, haven't got time, blah blah blah, haven't got money, all the excuses that people make, right?
Yeah.
They're not going to listen to my negative stories that I justify why I can't get to where I want to get to, and they're not going to listen to my fears either. We
Mm.
are clearly focused on a plan of action from getting A to B. Like imagine passing your driving test.
Mm.
Did you not need Do you not need a driving instructor to teach you initially, how you turn the car on, how you
Yes.
change gears, how you should look in the mirrors, right? How you should speed up in certain places and driving on the motorway, etc.
Mm.
You
Exactly.
need
And
you need a driving instructor. So do
exactly.
you not think that was just for a machine, right? That's a machine that we're
Mm.
using, subhanallah. And how about, do you not think it's more important that you have a coach in your life for yourself to
Mm.
be taken to the next level, to enable to pass them hurdles in life? Because life is difficult. Let's face it. We can't be. We have to be real. This is real talk, right? Life
Yes.
is constantly full of battles, of challenges. For Muslims, it is a test. It is a test
Yeah.
for us. We've been told that.
Yes, exactly. And just like, guys, just taking it back to the analogy of driving, you have to be open to receiving help. And this is an issue that I find with a lot of people. They want help. They want to hire a coach. You're looking at either me and Psyche thinking, wow, I really want to hire you guys. But then you're afraid to ask for help and you're afraid to be open for
Yeah.
help. And this is what will make you such a good client, is when you're open to receiving help. And this is what coaching helps you do. It helps you, because guys, I'll be honest with you, when I first hired a coach, I was not open to receiving the help. I was like, oh my gosh, she's like, this person doesn't know what she's on about. I was criticizing myself, right? I was criticizing and I realized it was me. I'm the issue. That's the reason why people, they have this negative connotation on coaching, because they weren't open to receiving the help. And I've noticed that from all the years of coaching that I've had, you have to be open to receiving that help, and you have to admit it, and admit it within yourself, and accept it within yourself, that you can't do everything by yourself. Look, you can't climb a mountain without equipment. You can't climb a mountain without help. It's the same with this. Life is a up and down battle. You need someone who's going to be constantly guiding you and steering you along the way, so you don't lose focus. Because guys, we lose focus. It's our nature as humans to lose focus. So you need someone to drive you back to your focus, back to your goals, and tell you, listen, this is what you want. I see your potential. I believe in you, and I know you can do it if you just stay focused. And that's what you need.
Subhanallah. And you know what? I completely get that, because today even I had a solicitor who contacted me and told me about a situation of a revert sister who'd been through a divorce, and she was like literally homeless and all these other issues. And he said, you know what? I don't care what it is, how much you charge. I'm going to pay you. I want you to help change her life. Can you start coaching her?
Mashallah.
Right? I want to do that as sadaqah, and I want to do that. And that's quite honorable, mashallah, right? And he contacted me and said, you know, because he has divorce cases that he deals with. And the first thing I said to him, before we go down that route, and before we talk about sadaqah, etc., right?
Yeah.
Let's establish, is she even coachable? Is she committed to changing her life? Is she going to start making and he was like, she's got OCD, her anxiety is really high, her husband's left her, she's in over like a day, she's like, I'm going to marry this other guy now, she's all over the place, right? And I said, okay, that doesn't matter if she's all over the place. The point is she coachable? Is she committed to doing the work and doing whatever it takes? Because you can take the horse to the water, but you cannot make it drink. Right? If she's not committed, it doesn't matter how much money you put on the table and give to me as a professional coach. The point is, she's not committed. I'm not going to waste my time.
And that's the issue, guys. Like and I think a lot of us have that stigma around the coaching, that it won't work for me. That's because you're not committed to changing. And this is coming from a place of love, guys. We've all been through it. Me and Saika have been through it. We've probably like dabbled and gone around in circles when it comes to our own.
Yeah, you have that. That's normal in coaching. You know, you're gonna have days where you won't feel like it. You're gonna feel like, this is hard. I'm gonna give up. I can't do this. We have that. We have that in our business, right?
Yeah,
we have that the whole time. That's normal. You're gonna have them days.
You need someone to steer you. So guys, let us know your insights. Like, ask us your questions about coaching. Like, you know, your misconceptions. What misconceptions do you have around coaching? What things stop you from getting a coach? Like, you know, you are ready. You're at the point in your life where you just need to break this ceiling, whether it's breaking the ceiling in your communication in your marriage, whether it's breaking an income ceiling, whether it's breaking through your confidence. What's stopping you from hiring a coach? What is the real issue? Like, what is holding you back? Because you'll find the stories behind all this. We all make meanings of things. We all make interpretations of things. So usually the interpretation that we make around coaching is like a bad thing. Like, oh, it's not for me, or I can't afford it, or the person, how do I know the person is going to get me results? And this is something I want to touch upon. No one can get you results, guys. Only you can
until you first become committed to changing and have that higher level of threshold that, you know what, I'm responsible, I'm going to change it however I'm going to change it. It has to come with you first. It has to come with you.
And just like, guys, think about it. Look at the things that were so important to you when you were younger. Driving, you made a commitment to pass your driving, because in your mind all you could see is you on the motorway driving to like wherever you want to go. You had a dream in your mind. So you need to put yourself first as well and make yourself important, because the issue is probably this: you probably don't feel important enough for your dreams. You probably think in your mind, that's like a dream, that's wishy-washy, that'll never happen. It's nice to think about it and go to it in my mind, but I don't feel like it's going to happen. And that's the issue. You think it's not going to happen, but when you get a coach who's very powerful and they have the tools and the techniques to get you out of that rut and make it your reality, you will start taking action on your goals.
I just want to say Walaikum Salam, Amin, Shajipur, Nuria and Abu Uthman. Thank you very much for joining. And the difference is between interest and commitment. I think I might have touched upon this before. Interest is exactly what you said, Rosaline. It's dreaming about it, it's wishing it, it's wanting it, it's desiring at it and looking at it from a distance. Commitment is, you know what, I want this result and I'm going to do whatever it is in my power to achieve this result. And
Yes.
subhanallah, and you know what? And there's another objection, by the way. Rosalind, you can answer this question actually. Right? I had an objection from a brother about a week ago, right? And mashallah, he's a good brother and everything. And he said, I don't believe in coaching. We have the scholars and the Quran and the Sunnah. That is enough for me. If I need advice, I'll go to the masjid, my local masjid, and they're gonna give me advice. That's enough. I don't need coaching.
Okay. So there's a lot of people who say that, but alhamdulillah, the Quran is our healing and it helps us find out, like, it gives us calm, it gives us resolve, it gives us that peace. But sometimes something is still holding us back and we can't figure it out. It's like your blind spot. It's like, when you're driving,
Yeah.
you get to the point when you're driving, you're a good driver. But there's still that fear that's holding you back. Like Psycho always gives that analogy where she used to be afraid of going backwards, reversing, right?
Yeah.
So imagine you still have that fear, right? You still have that fear, and you've done everything. You practiced it. You've gone dug deep into it. You've done everything you need to, but something's holding you back. And that thing that's holding you back is someone needs to show you what's holding
Yeah,
you back.
yeah.
Someone
And
needs to show
subhanAllah, we
you.
use Islam as our foundation and our basis, and we never neglect that, and we never neglect the teachings of the Quran and Sunnah. We live upon that, right? We try and emulate that as much as we can, subhanAllah. However, we also know that the Prophet ﷺ said, tie your camel. Tie your
Yes,
camel
exactly.
first and put your trust in Allah. This is part of tying your camel. If you have been through like 3 or 4 divorces in your life and you're still praying, you're still getting up, and there's still not something is still
Yes,
getting up for
stuck
tahajjud,
within
right?
you.
You
Yeah.
might even be the most pious person, the most charitable person, the most like nicest person, but there's some blockages in your way, and only you know what them blockages are.
And I
And
want
you
to add, let me add,
yeah,
Psycho. Ashura, we make
yes,
counsel.
yeah.
Ashura is part of the deen. That's one thing we always forget, Ashura. When we come together, you pray the istikhara, now it's time to get advice. And you get advice from someone who's more knowledgeable in that area. So let's say it's business. Let's say it's your mindset. Let's
Yeah,
say it's your
subhanallah.
relationship. You make
Just
Ashura, you make counsel.
Instagram's gone off, Rosie, so you might have to think.
Sorry, you're cutting off Psycho. I think Psycho's cut off her Instagram. Her phone has gone, so you're going to hear her on the laptop, but you won't see her. Go on, Psycho.
So yeah, subhanallah, shura again, that's taking advice of people who are knowledgeable, who are in that situation. For example, if there's something wrong with you, you go to the doctor.
Right.
Right, physical ailment I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Physically, you go to
Even the
the
Prophet Sallallahu went to the doctor. He sought advice from doctors, from healers. He sought advice from other people, from his wives. He even sought advice from his wives when it came to certain things. Even the Sahabas used to come to the wives.
Men may have like some ego things in between that if I go and I seek help, I look like I'm weak.
Yes, thank
There's
you. You
something
hit the
wrong
nail
with
on the
me
head.
because I'm seeking help now. But that's
Yeah.
actually completely the opposite. If you want real results in your life, you need to have that help is there. There's no failure. There's only feedback. It's
Right.
not failure on your part, it's feedback for you, subhanAllah.
Exactly, guys. And just so I wanna touch upon that as well. Guys, going to the Quran is always your base. We don't ever ask you to because even my clients pray istikhara, and I always tell them to pray istikhara, ask Allah if this is good for you. But just know that the fact that you came to me is a sign from Allah itself, because you asked for help before you ever came to me, and Allah answered your dua by showing you my post, by showing you a video, even with Saika, showing something from her work, and you're thinking, wow, this resonates with me. So we're always looking for signs, guys, but always make Allah obviously the focal point. But the thing is, though, you still have to seek counsel from people who are knowledgeable. You wouldn't go to a plumber and ask him advice about the brain, right? You wouldn't, because that's not his place of that's not his knowledge. He's not knowledgeable there. So it's the same thing when it comes to your marriage. Obviously, there's things that we can emulate from the deen, but sometimes it's just us that's stopping ourselves because we're humans. We don't see
SubhanAllah,
our
and
God.
you know what, Rosie, another thing, what stops people, they don't go for coaches or they're not doing it, is because they haven't made a firm decision. They kind of just, they like wobbling in the decision. They haven't made,
Yes.
because a firm decision is something which requires a different level of action. It's
Yeah.
doing things differently to get to the result you want to. And before all that happens, you have to first understand, have I made this decision? Am I committed to creating this future? And this is half the battle, because most of the people, they dream about it, they want it, They want to be part of it, but they don't commit to it. Why? What
Yes.
stops them is the excuses that they make, subhanallah. The
Yeah.
excuses, what do people say? They say all kinds of things. They say, you know what, I don't have the time. That's an excuse.
Mm.
You're not committed. That shows me you're not committed, right? You make the time. I don't have the money. That's another excuse. You can, alhamdulillah, there is an abundant, there's abundance everywhere. You can make money if you really wanted it, right? I'm
Yeah.
not 100% ready. When are you going to be 100% ready? Are we
Mm.
100% ready to go into a marriage? Are we
No.
100% ready to have kids and accept the responsibility and what it's going to take and
Mm.
everything else? We're never 100% ready. Or the
Right.
excuse, I don't have a job. Wait a minute, you have all the resources available. If you don't
Right.
have a job, what are you doing in your life? You have to bring that responsibility back on yourself. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you go into victim mode. You start using
Exactly.
victim language. I can't do this. I can't do that. Actually, you can do anything if you commit to it.
And you have a Lord that says you can. You have Allah. Allah
Mm.
is giving you the opportunities, and it's up to you to see the signs, right? And this is why it's so important. And guys, you have to always remember there's things that we take from the deen and we apply it to our lives as well. So commitment, when it comes to you committing to your deen, like committing to your prayers, you have to commit to your prayers. You can't just go wishy-washy into it, right?
Yeah.
You have to commit to your fasts. You can't just go and fast and like
Yeah,
not have
our
no.
deen. I look at our 5 daily things that we have to do. And
Yeah.
even 5 daily prayers, our pillars of faith, they require consistency.
Yeah, and they require commitment. What comes before consistency? The commitment. You have to commit to something. You have to commit to changing your life, and no one can do that for you. That's the point we're trying to get across. That no one can do that for you. It's up to you to realize that you are destined for so much more. Allah, like honestly, we are all destined for greatness. Allah has put a gift in all of us, our purpose, but it's up to us to look for it inside of ourselves and then say, listen, go to someone and say, listen, I have this gift, I have this purpose, I'm struggling with it, and I need someone to help me see it. That's what coaching is all about. Someone asked the question, hold on, don't we need to deal with the past first to heal before coaching as it deals with past, present, and future? Yes. The whole point of
Absolutely,
coaching.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
sometimes, as part of the work that I do, and I'm sure Rosaline does it as well, is that we deal with the past so we can coach you on the future.
Yes.
Okay, so we
Exactly.
do it it depends on what situation you're in and how much healing is required. So then we can get from plan A to plan B. And that's part of creating your future is to actually deal with the things that have happened in the past. That's part,
Yes.
it's not different or separate from it, it's inclusive of it.
Of course, yeah. Because you have to understand your past in order to move on to your future. If you don't understand why you're in a certain pattern, then obviously you're going to stay in that pattern. That's what coaching is part of. And this is why it's always very important to talk to a coach who has studied NLP, who's trained in it, who's also trained in mindset work, psychology, and learning how to overcome those traumas as well, helping you get rid of certain patterns. You have to go to a coach, not just a coach who's not doesn't have those skills, a coach who is trained in language and mindset, because that will help you get to the root cause, get rid of it, and then help you move on. That's the whole point. Because sometimes there's so many coaches in this world who are great and they're great at what they do without having those skills. But I find the more informed you are of a person's belief patterns, the
Yeah,
better coach you become and the better results you get for your clients. So yes, that's both important. So guys,
yeah,
let us know your questions.
yeah. Let us know your comments as well.
Yes.
Walaikum assalam, Amina. Thank
Do
you
you
for
have any
joining.
comments on Facebook?
And you have to look at it like this. What's going to happen? Really think about it objectively. What's going to happen if you don't do anything and nothing changes in your life? What's going to happen? You're going to be stuck there forever. What are the consequences? How painful is it to be at that position deliberately, not wanting to make that move because you were scared of this, so you were scared, or you were making excuses that I don't have the time and the money and I'm not ready, and so on and so forth, right?
Yeah.
You will always be in that same situation. And once you get out of that situation and you change your life and you commit to it, that's when you will see a massive, massive impact in your life. Now, I know for a fact, mashallah, me and Rosaline are part of the same coaching group, right? We
Yes.
are business coaches ourselves,
TMC.
right? Alhamdulillah, right? We have business coaches ourselves. And wallahi, I'm not even lying. I mean, I want to have coaching for the rest of my life.
Right.
I don't know about you, Rosie, but
I
even
do.
when I have, inshallah, children and they, all of that, I want them to primarily invest in this first, in their own sanity, in their own blockages, and really create that impact they want to have in their life. But
Yeah.
they have to have that accountability. For me, it's like, honestly, I would rather not buy a flashy car, not have a nice house and big house and this and that, and rather
Yeah.
invest in something that is going to completely transform the quality of my life, and that's
Yeah.
it starts within me.
Yes, exactly. Like, guys, imagine if you break your arm and then you say to yourself, "That's not going to get no help. I'm going to let it figure out, like heal by itself." And it gets more painful. It just gets more painful. But because you're afraid to ask for help and you're afraid that no one's going to help you, you just hold onto your arm and you let it weaken. You let it like just, break even more because you don't know how to look after it. You don't know what's wrong with it, but because you're so afraid to like just put yourself out there to go and ask for help, your arm in the end ends up feeling broken for the rest of his life. Or if, let's say you had like an abscess. This is a perfect example. Let's say you have an abscess, and like those like a pussy abscess. I want to be really gory here. And imagine you just let it go. You leave it the way it is. You don't even get any help for it, and then it turns gangrene. Right, and it's on your leg. Now, what happens when the gangrene hits? You have to cut it off, right? I know this is an extreme example, but this is what we're trying to explain to you, that when you let things fester for too long, when you let the pain fester for so long and you don't get help, that's when your life that's when your life does a 360 and it flips and everything's just chaotic. And then the thing you will do is blame yourself. And that's when you go into that cycle of saying to yourself, why me? I'm not good enough. I'm to blame. It's all my fault. And you stay in that victim mode and you can't see a way out, right? That's what coaching is all about. Coaching is all about helping you see the way out, helping you see your potential, so you never go back to that rut. Because honestly, for me, I've never gone back to that rut. Have you, Saika?
No, subhanallah, once having coaches, it's phenomenal. Everything changes. You have like a 360 shift in your life that you've experienced like the sweetness of it and how
Yeah.
much impact it's had and transformation in your life. You don't want to go back. Why would you go back? Why would
Right.
you go back to being in a position of pain and living in misery and not, thinking about it? For me, that's far more valuable. Now, if
Right.
you guys watch me and Rosie and you think, subhanallah, we've probably got flashy cars and flashy this and flashy
I
that.
got my fell off.
Me and Rosie both drive a Micra,
Yeah,
right?
love it. I love my micro. I'll be honest. I have dreams about jets, but I'll always have my micro.
SubhanAllah. So we know the value. I would rather, I don't know if you agree with this, Rosie, right? Invest in my own sanity, my own transformation, subhanAllah. Because you know why? Growth, progress equals happiness.
Yes.
This is the
So
thing.
true.
When you progress in your life, you're going to be fulfilled. You're
Yes.
going to be fulfilling them deep core needs that you have. This is something I did in my mastery class a couple of, yesterday, in fact, a couple of days
Was it
ago.
yesterday? Wait, it's
Mhm.
Monday. Oh, it was yesterday, wasn't it?
Yesterday, yeah, alhamdulillah. So, and we went through them needs and everything. But when you're doing it, you're actually fulfilling yourself and your potential as a
Mm.
human being, and you feel satisfied. You feel like you're on a completely different level. Subhanallah.
Yes, and I want to add to that, guys. What's the point of having money when you don't feel happy? What's the
Yeah.
point of having like a husband when you don't feel fulfilled?
People have, and I'm not
Yeah,
dissing people, they have their own private number plates and flashy cars and
that's
big houses.
amazing. I'm happy for them.
And
Yeah,
that's okay. I'm not, if you can afford it, alhamdulillah. If Allah has blessed you with that, alhamdulillah. That is
yeah,
from the mercy of Allah upon you. However, if you've got all this flashiness and you're showing people, and a lot of stuff happens in our community where the culture is competition with who's got a better house, who's got a better car,
yeah.
who can we compete with, right? And
Right.
they invest in all them things and buying that new number plate with your name on it and blah blah blah, right? But when they go home, they're miserable when they go home. They've got no
Right.
mind at home. They struggle
Yeah.
at home. Their marriage is falling apart. Their job
Mm,
might be riba based, right?
exactly.
Getting loans out to impress and subhanallah, things like that, which is just, it's what
And
would we
I actually made I made an Instagram post, winning on social media, but losing in real life will never be a vibe for me. Like, that's not a vibe that I rock with. Like if you are, you're on social media trying to help the whole world, but no one's helping you, and you're taking out on your kids, and you're taking out on your husband, and you're spending recklessly, and you're in debt, and you have all this stuff going on, then what's the point of you being on social media? Really, honestly, what is the point of you being like, especially if you're someone who's like a coach yourself, or you have a business, and you are using your business as a crutch to try and validate you, but deep down inside you don't feel fulfilled, and you are too, like, you have that thing about you that I don't want to ask for help. Like, I'd rather just figure this out on my own. I'm supposed to know
That's
everything.
ego, basically.
Yeah.
That's ego.
And I know you've worked with like professional psycho, right? That have that mentality that I have everything. Why am I not feeling fulfilled inside?
Yeah, subhanAllah, I'm working with like people who are, mashallah, pharmacists and dentists and solicitors and who've done really well in their academic and professional life, but there's still blockages. Why are
Yes.
you investing in a coach? Why are you not doing things to change your life? SubhanAllah.
Right.
Our experience isn't just from a personal type of experience. It's from, like, for example, I've been through a divorce. Rosie has been through a divorce.
Yes.
Our opinions are based on years and thousands of hours of touching on patterns and themes that run across all, for example, marriage. For me, it's marriages and relationships.
Yes.
You learn from the lives of others that have been, you've been part of their journey, and we put together them varied pieces of patterns. We understand because obviously there's a pattern for being abusive, there's a pattern for silent treatment, there's a pattern for neglecting your wife, there's a pattern for feeling that, I'm not going to attract the right man, there's a pattern of having low confidence, I'm not good looking enough, there's a pattern.
Yes.
What if my marriage breaks? So I don't have GCSEs, and I'm not this, I'm not that. These are all patterns. So we're not only just combining our personal experience, but our professional experience, and putting it all out there so we can save and really,
Yes, exactly.
to get the result you want to get, whether that's in your marriage or your business.
Yes, exactly. And guys, Allah says in the Quran, He says He will not change your condition until you change what's within yourself. And I know we always refer to this ayah, but it's just proof that your external environment, your environment on the outside, will always reflect who you are on the inside. It will always reflect on how you're feeling on the inside. So you could have the money, you could have the cars, you could have everything in your life, but if you're feeling unfulfilled on the inside, that will reflect in your environment, and it reflects in the way that you hoard things. You're constantly hoarding things. You're thinking, oh, I need to get another certificate, or I need to get like another car, or I need to upgrade my house. You're constantly looking for things to hoard, to collect, because you're feeling unworthy on the inside. And I see there's so many people, they're collecting things, collecting money. You're trying to collect money, you're trying to save the money, you're trying to hoard the money, you're trying to get the new car. You have one car, but one car's not enough.
People make that I don't have money and this and that. Well, you create the money, then you go work for the money. We don't get. If you want real transformation in your life, what money does is it's a financial investment. You're showing with a higher level of subconsciousness that, here is my money, I'm parting away with it, this is my commitment to my goal, that I'm ready to be coached, I'm a coachable person, help me get these results, show me my blind spots, and let's create this future together. That's what money does, subhanAllah. And also, coaching clears up a lot of confusion. People think it's a sign of weakness, but confusion lies on the edge of discovery, means that you're kind of pulled in different directions. What do I do? But becoming really aware of them parts that are pulling you in different directions, we go in depth with them, we explore them, we examine them. And when you've got clarity, subhanAllah, everything just falls into place.
Yeah.
Clarity is also power. As Jazz said, progress equals happiness. Clarity is also a lot of power, because the more clear you are in your life of your blind spots, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, the more quickly you can get to create that future you want to create. SubhanAllah.
So true. That is so true. Layla asked, I have this burning desire to follow my passion, which is relationship coaching, but again, I have fears. What if I leave the fold of Islam? Oh, that is such a good question. So she's saying basically she wants to go into her passion, which is relationship coaching, but she has that fear that what if Allah is not pleased with me, and what if I leave Islam?
Contact me, PM me, subhanAllah. We'll talk.
Yeah,
we can talk about it. You know what? These are all fears, and fears are irrational. What are you going
Yes.
to be doing? You need to know look, me and Rosie, Alhamdulillah, we're both Muslim. We both have foundations. We don't do things outside of our values. Our
Yeah,
business
never.
is based on integrity.
Yes.
It's based on ethics. It's based on results. These are our values, not only in business, it should be in life as well. So we should have that
Right.
in life generally, what if I leave Islam? Not just because I want to
Of
be.
business, yes. You know what, like I'm so glad this question was asked because I used to have that fear. I wear the face veil, I wear niqab, okay? And I'm talking about money. And guys, I get so much stick about this. But when I tell people I would rather help a single mother who is struggling right now, help her build her business so she can go and be a millionaire. That is my goal. That is my mission. And if people don't like that, well then screw them because I'm not for them. Okay. But me saying to people, me helping women get out of a rut or helping someone build their business and make more of an impact so that they can go and help more people, that is not you coming out the fold of Islam. You coming out the fold of Islam, you going against what Allah wills, isn't this. It's something haram, like taking an interest, based loan, or
Yeah.
doing something haram. And we all know what that is. And I
Or
want you
you
to,
do things fraudulently. You do
yeah,
them without ethics. You do them without integrity. You
yes,
confess. You pretend.
exactly.
That's when you should be worried.
Yes, exactly. You shouldn't be like, guys, you should know yourself very well. And this is the issue that I find with so many people. What if this happened? What if I fall into haram? You will know. There's literally no way that you cannot know because your intuition will tell you this is wrong. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, you need to know yourself. And this is why coaching is so important because these things will come up for you and it will stop you from making an impact. Like, you might have a skill that can help, like, save someone from suicide. Why would you hold that to yourself? You may have a skill that can take someone out of depression. Why would you keep that's for me personally, that's more selfish, yeah. And as Muslims, we're supposed to be selfless in that sense that we serve and we impact. So it's more selfish of you to be holding the gift to yourself because you have this fear that I'm going to leave the Islam. Allah, like if you are close to Allah, Allah will not let that happen. And you have to have that mindset that Allah will always guide me and He will protect me and He will support me. Once you, and this is what coaching, because I had that fear. And when I had a coach, that coach was like, listen, this is your story. This is just an excuse.
Yeah.
You're using this as an excuse to keep
Part of the
yourself
story.
small. Yes.
You know what, Rosie?
Stay
People
small.
go into black and white mode thinking,
Yes.
because, when they want something, they go into it's either this or it's either that. And that's actually not a productive way to live.
Yeah.
You talking about hopelessness versus helplessness, you'll always
Yeah.
have options. There's many more options than the extreme things that we think about, So,
Right. And
and
it's like, it's,
powerful. There's
yeah,
always options between the extremes, the strategies, words, and actions because they are what going to break the patterns and
yeah.
provide you that hope for
And
changing.
let me add to that, guys. I promise you, Alhamdulillah, my relationship with Allah has gotten so strong. And I don't say this as a way to brag, because obviously that's between me and Allah. But I will tell you something. Since coaching, I have realized, wow, when you're in a place of certainty, because as human beings, we need certainty. When
Yeah.
you have that certainty within yourself, it reflects in your relationship with Allah. Because Allah says, I am as my slave thinks of me. I am as my, that means the way you think of yourself also reflects the way you think of Allah. And a lot of us think that Allah is just trying to punish us nonstop because we have this belief pattern as well. This comes from a childhood belief, maybe, or a belief that you created from childhood around religion and God, that you think my Lord is just there to punish me, or He's abusive. It's not that. That's what you were taught. Your Lord is there to guide you and support you, and He will do that as long as you're connected to Him. Is when you decide to disconnect because you are uncertain in yourself, because you doubt yourself. That's all from Shaitan. Shaitan will say to you, what if? And you go down that pattern of what if this happens? What if that happens? That's the language of Shaitan. That's the language of the devil to keep you stuck. This is why it's important for someone to see your language patterns so that they can see where you're going wrong and for you to focus and come back to what is right. And that is you serving and you impacting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
subhanallah, alhamdulillah. That's a really good answer. And remember, coaching melts them extremes as well because we learn how to speak the truth.
Yeah.
Gently but firmly
Yes.
points to the truth and frames it for you so you can speak in ways that, for example, if it's in your marriage, that will really get your spouse's attention in versus speaking to him or her in a really bad way. So it
Mm.
really gives you learn how to speak the truth.
Yes, directly. Yeah.
shakes, because underneath that fear, the anger, the pain, the distance, there's some truth. We have to discover that truth. And if
Yeah.
you're afraid to speak, you haven't yet discovered that truth. And the truth
Yes.
will set you free, subhanAllah.
Exactly. Mashallah, I love that. The truth will set you free. Crumbalicious says, Sheikh Uthaymeen said that Allah wants us to be happy. SubhanAllah, yes, Allah wants you to
Yes.
be happy. Do
And
you think?
Shaitan loves the one who is miserable and who is
Yes.
weak and who is
Thank you.
helpless and hopeless.
Yes, it's so true. Yeah, it's so true. Like Shaitan does love the weak believer, the one who's always depressed, constantly thinking in bad ways. Oh, this is bad and that's bad. Then you're thinking bad of Allah then, because end of the day, you are here for a reason. Just like the ayah says, you're not supposed to stay in hardship.
Yeah.
You're gonna go through the hardship, and Allah will help steer you out of it. But if you're not certain within yourself, of course you're gonna stay in the hardship. You're gonna be like, this hardship has hit me. I'm gonna stay here forever. And we punish ourselves. I've noticed that we're always looking for the hard way out. Have you noticed that, Psycho?
Yeah.
We're always looking for the hard way out. It has to be difficult. This life has to be difficult. We make it like we have to make it difficult. But just remember, Allah says you will not be tested like the prophets. So why are you trying to get tested like the prophets? This is a
You know what,
misconception we all have.
if I knew the impact and the power of coaching, and I say this for Allah,
Yeah.
and if I had known, I would have invested in this in my teenage years.
Yes.
I would have grown up as with these good beliefs, with these powerful patterns, with these strategies, with that ruthless mindset, with that accountability, so I can set my life up for the future.
Yes.
You know,
I'm
if
so
I
with that.
known about it and if it was introduced to me, because obviously I know it's still a bit of a myth in our community. So do let us know what what are your takeaways? Is this what's the biggest insight you've had so far from coaching?
Yes.
And
Crumbalicious said,
move beyond living with your pain.
yeah,
People
Crumbalicious.
people think they can do nothing
Yeah.
about their pain. Actually, no, you can alleviate it and you can make it. Pain is just a part of you trying to get your attention. It's like a call to action. It's crying out to you that something needs to change.
Crumbalicious said, getting help takes courage. It's not a sign of weakness. Yes, exactly.
Yes,
Courage is all about taking action.
yes.
And someone, and who else asked that? Wait, hold on one second. Mama's Pot said, I have benefited so much from your lives, Rosaline and Zyka. Thank you. Please let us know how many more sessions you're planning to do. I think we have like 7 sessions left.
8 or 9, I think we've got left.
Yeah.
I don't count myself. We've got 8 or 9, inshallah, that we're going to be doing. And we're sorry that we haven't been consistent. It is, mashallah, Rosaline's working on her business. I'm on mine. She had a masterclass on Friday, was it?
Yes, I had a masterclass, guys. Please DM me if you want the replay. It's all about how to sell your services during COVID-19 and show up as a leader. So it's about mindset and the strategies that you need to sell your high ticket offers.
Mine was on Sunday, and then I had another talk on Saturday with Mend. And Sunday I hurt my hand, so it was just.
Oh yeah, how was your hand?
That's the reason why we kind of got a bit behind.
How was your hand, Zyka hurt her wrist, so she wasn't able to come on. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. So guys, let us know your insights. I'm going to let you go because I think my time is going to go off on Instagram. But guys, if you want to listen to this live, it'll be here for 24 hours, but it's better if you go on YouTube and type in Zyka Riyadh, coaching changed my life, and it will come up with this video between me and Zyka, okay? So I'm going to say Salam Alaikum on Instagram, and I'll still be on Facebook, inshallah. So if you have any questions for me and Zyka, please feel free to DM Zyka on Zyka Riyadh or DM me, and please share this video and like it as well and let people know about this video, okay? So take care, guys. Salam alaikum.
Yeah, sure. And another benefit about coaching, I'm sure you know this, subhanAllah, because we're part of the same group, alhamdulillah. It uncovers the hidden meaning. Like, for example, in a marriage, it might be that you and your husband or your wife are on autopilot, and the rigidity of that autopilot, it becomes intensified because you haven't done anything about it. You don't know what to do. And with coaching, what it enables you to do is you stand back. I can see it when I see these patterns. Subhanallah, you stand back and you see the pattern. You see the triggers to the pattern. You're identifying the underlying fear or the anger, and you're replacing that negativity, with love. And once the anger and that fear and is reframed, a complete new world emerges, subhanAllah.
Yes, and
new world exists.
Yeah, I
when
want to
you
add to that.
do the work.
Yeah, I want to add to that. It's about breaking that pattern. It's
Yeah.
like, Albert Einstein, he said you can't expect to get, is it Albert Einstein? So you can't expect to get different results using the same method. I can't remember
Yeah,
that exact
I know
saying.
the famous
But
saying.
insanity, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and different results. That's it.
Yeah.
So this is what coaching does. It looks at what you're doing right now. Okay, you've been doing this, you've been doing that, you've been doing this in your business. Let's say you've been doing this strategy for such a long time and it's not working, but you're so afraid to get out of your comfort zone. You're so afraid to stretch. Why are you afraid to stretch? Well, the reason why you're afraid to stretch is because you have all these beliefs that I'm not good enough. You have all these fears, and these fears are holding you back like an anchor. Once you break past that, you break that anchor, you let go of the baggage, then you're able to look forward. It's the same with relationships. Same thing. You go into the same language patterns, isn't it? Same language, but you did this, I did this, your fault, my fault. You blame. So the key is to looking deeply within. What is the real issue, the core issue of why you're doing this? And that's what coaching helps you do.
Yeah, and it's you taking 100% responsibility. It's you
Yeah.
taking onus for your actions and saying, you know what, I need help here, and I want to uncover the hidden meaning, and we're gonna get to and with coaching, you're gonna get to the core issues a lot more quickly and effectively. Or if you don't, you're gonna be wondering forever. You can
Yeah.
click from website to website. You can
Yeah.
read self-help book after self-help book. You can become, I don't know, a marriage webinar junkie. You can have
Yeah.
you can go on expensive weekends with hot tubs and them heart shaped. You can talk forever about your problems
Yeah.
and all these things and go on and on and on, but you're not going to get nowhere because you're returning again and again to them points of pain, them points of frustration, that hurt, that distance. You need to get to the core concerns and issues, which are they are often hidden from ourselves and those
Yeah.
that are closest to us. A
Yeah.
little breathing space, somebody else to hold a space of unconditional acceptance, and that allows you quickly to get to the core.
I love that. Guys, trust me, coaching changed our lives. So we're not even, you can see, if you look at all our past videos, our past posts, you will see how much coaching has changed our lives and where we've been and where we are now. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, let us know your insights. What are your questions? What are your takeaways? Do we have any questions on Facebook?
We don't have any questions. We had just actually, sorry, we had one from Shajibur Rahman. What's the importance of hijab? It wasn't on coaching, but it was just about hijab.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Hijab is obligatory. As
That's what we know.
if that's what you want to know, it's obligatory. But however, obviously, we don't. We've got viewers that do and they do not wear hijab. We're not here to, inshallah, we try and encourage. We don't bash.
Yes, exactly. We're not here to judge anyone. We're all on our own journey.
Yeah.
We're all doing our own thing. And yeah, that's basically what it is. Like, we're all here to prosper and excel. And we're only here to help others excel, those who want to excel and those who want to grow. So if that's you, if you feel like you need some coaching, you need relationship coaching, feel free to, message Saika. If you feel like you need some coaching around your mindset, around your business, around your money blocks, feel free to message me on how it works with me as well. So what's your final thoughts, Saika, on coaching?
Final thought, subhanallah, conclusion is that, you know what, once you become committed, once you take out all the excuses in your life that you're not ready and you don't have the money and you don't have the time and you have got kids, whatever the excuses are, once you become committed, you can create that amazing future in your marriage, in your business, and in your health, in your deen even, subhanallah. Even in your deen, if you, for example, memorizing the Quran, such a
Yeah.
noble thing to do, right? Subhanallah.
Yes.
Right? You'd even need somebody for accountability in that. It doesn't
Right.
matter what aspect of your life you need help on, just take
Yeah.
it. SubhanAllah.
Yeah. I think we should change the name to like teacher, innit? A lot of us have that misconception with coach, but really just someone that's going to teach you. A teacher guides you. A teacher helps you see your blind spots, and a teacher helps you see where you're making the mistake.
Yeah,
Like, it helps you really hone down on the problem. It helps you find the solution.
yeah. And
So
if you look at like the world's most top athletes, basketball players, sportsmen and sportswomen, and so
yeah,
many niches, right? When you look at their success story, how do you think they became number one in the world? What did they do? They hired a coach,
yes,
showed them their blind spots. I don't even remember their names now from the top of my head.
there's a
Hired
ton.
a coach, they took on accountability, they accepted that they're responsible, they got out of their comfort zone, and they committed to the results, and they got the results, subhanAllah.
Yes.
So you can do that in every area of your life as well, inshallah. So
Inshallah.
if there isn't any questions on Facebook, which I don't think we have any more, please let us know what you've learned, what you've taken away, or if there's any other topics you want us to discuss. We are here for at least 9 more sessions, inshallah, I think.
Yeah.
So share your insights. And if this is, if you think that somebody can really benefit with coaching in their life, then share this link with them. Inshallah, we're here to serve you, and we're here to help you, and we're here to answer all your questions. So I think, inshallah, we'll call it a day then, Rosalie, because I'm going to
Inshallah.
do this tonight for Iftar. So I don't do that. Yeah, Taqabbalallahu minna wa minkum. May Allah accept your fasting and all the hard work that you're putting in. We've only got a few days left, so let's make the most of that as well, inshallah.
I mean,
So, inshallah, until without further ado, we will see you next time, tomorrow, hopefully. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum.